What if Deku was Dr. Eggman, Part 2? We go back to where Dr. Eggman is in his submarine heading towards his, laboratory off Island. An old place he hasn't been to in years. About 2. Okay. I see we should arrive any moment now. Orbot, prepare us to ascend. Ascending as scheduled, Dr. Eggman. Have you seen Cubot? I haven't seen him since he got stuck in the turbine. Yeah, that was a happy little accident, Dr. Eggman. Be glad he got stuck in the turbine and not in the toilet. After all, his last idiotic mistake cost me a little bit of my paycheck for my island. Sorry, Dr. Eggman. As the sub starts to ascend, as Dr. Eggman starts climbing the hatch, as he opens the hatch to see his old laboratory. What is this? As it obviously pieces of the building are destroyed and all that. What happened to my lab? As he starts to storm towards his lab. I did not leave it in this state at all. As he starts to put in the code, as the doors just open barely. It seems, sir, that people tried to steal from your laboratory. That is obvious by what I'm looking at. But it seems like they weren't successful. And what makes you say that, Doctor? The boat over there. It's obviously haven't been used, just by the look of it, for months. Which means someone tried to attempt to steal my data and failed. Or materials, because some would go on a high price. Luckily, the security system managed to deal with them. As he walks through the old laboratory, I'm definitely going to need to fix this place up. Eggbot? As a few Eggbots he had. Start repairing the place. I want it fixed immediately. I need it for top shape. As he heads to his central computer. Let's see if this thing's still on. As he starts typing on the central computer. Ah, yes, it still works. Alright, going through all of the logs. Question. As he types the question, how many of my proto-rototypes robots are still in function? 1. Which one is it? As the image of Beacon shows up. Ah. Scout's recovery, distracted drone, Beacon. You'll have to do, I suppose. It's still not fully complete. I'll need to make some adjustments to it before sending it into the field. Sir, what is Beacon? Ah, yes, you were created right after the Beacon project. Beacon is a flying type robot I worked on before I joined the scientist and got my genius recognized to be on Island. But those fools don't even recognize my genius. They want to put my uses in other things. Fools, I say. Fools! To shun Dr. Eggman, my work, my life research on such idiotic topics. I'll have to fix up Beacon a bit, make sure he has the latest technology I've developed, and he should be good for a good field test. But won't they get a knowledge of this? No, Beacon wasn't in my database. And they may have deleted and kept some of my old database, but they do not have all of my research. I made sure to put several in secret high-tech files I designed myself. You would have to be a fool to try to break through that firewall without me noticing. As then Cubot comes out of nowhere. Dr. Eggman. What is it, Cubot? It seems that, we're having engine troubles with the sub again. Get out of my sight, Cubot. Go do anything. Fix the sub. Get out of here. Sure thing, Dr. Eggman. Orbot, if you're going to ask why I told Cubot to go out of here, it's because I don't need any distractions while I focus on my plan. Very well, Doctor. I will take my leave. As you should. As Orbot leaves the room. I should have never left this genius of a place. Now it's one of my own few labs I had around. But it's still functional, which is good. I will need to make another lab somewhere else. This lab won't do forever. But for now, it should do. As several days would pass, as we would see Dr. Eggman working on, well, Beacon. As Orbot would come in, Sir, I brought you your lunch. Doesn't look like I need lunch right now. I'm almost done finishing repairing and upgrading Beacon here, as you can see. Yes, sir, it does look amazing. Oh, yeah, it does look amazing, sir. Excellent work. Well, thank you for appreciating my genius, as he messes with his mustache. But what am I going to do? Those fools are going to need to pay. So what should I do to make them pay? Sir? What is it, Orbot? I am busy. Something just showed up on our radar. What? As he stumbles a little bit before falling on the ground, before getting back up, and before running towards the computer. What is it? I don't know, but it's a strange power source coming from Japan. Power source, you say? Yes, take a look. It's off the charts. Ah, power source. Wonder what it is. I'm not sure what it is, Dr. Eggman. But whatever it is, it's leaking a lot of power. Could definitely power some type of machine that could be very useful to you. Of course I knew that. But whatever it is, it would definitely be used to power up this, well, laboratory. Where is it located? Zooming in on area now. It seems to be in some museum. Looks like a new old relic discovered. Really? In fact, there's a news report on it right now. Well, turn it on. As the TV turn on. Hello, today we found this diamond. Like, well, it's more of an emerald. We found this emerald on a old construction site. Several in miles away in old territory, old factory area. And it seems to be a very old relic, so we are sending it to the museum. Interesting. This item could definitely be used to power up several machines and run the base. After all, I'm currently running off Japan's power line due to my clever genius tapping in the power to the facility, ciphering enough to keep this online and under the radar. Which is a brilliant idea, sir. Shall I prepare Beacon for the retrieval? No. They'll obviously come after me as soon as the museum's broken into. I will need a distraction. And what will be the distraction? Simple. That would be Beacon, of course. But I thought you said he wasn't complete. Ah, he's mostly complete now, with the full new setup arranged of abilities. He will scan in the area, alert the hero's attention. Although he may not be very useful in combat, he is very swift and fast. Should keep the heroes off their toes, and should be able to avoid most attacks. Perfect for distracting the heroes, I would say. But, why would we... But can't we just hack into the security system, disguise yourself as a security guard or something, and go grab it? You gotta realize, if I get seen in any form of security footage, or thing that the Hero Safety Commission can trace, they'll obviously know I survived. And I can't have that. So where else would I get that emerald? It's obviously exuding very much a large power source, but it seems that Island's technology is, well, inferior to my own, so they obviously haven't figured it out. Well, I could work on another robot to go steal it. So many choices. So we have an incoming message. Message, you say? Put it on screen. As a message would appear. It is from someone from the black market, it seems, sir. Yeah, it seems to be someone with wishing to buy some high tech you're putting on the black market to make some cash, Doctor. Yes, I'm running low on funds, so this may be interesting. Show the proposal. As the proposal pops up on screen. They wish to buy several old robotic parts for a little bit of experimentations with something. It doesn't matter. It's not like they're gonna know what to use it for. I'm the only one that knows how to run this genius stuff. But it's mostly scrap anyway. Start the bid. See how much they'll pay me for it. Of course, Doctor. I'll get right on it right away. And Qbot. Yes, sir? Just do a full analysis around the area around the emerald. I want to make sure, well, that gem. I want to make sure that no heroes are around it. So give me a report of how many your heroes will be in the area patrolling, and security footage of every single security camera within the building and the surrounding area. I want everything known what the heroes, police, and anyone else is trying to plan. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Dr. Eggman, sir. Good. Now get to it. Yes, sir, Dr. Eggman. As Dr. Eggman sits in a chair, I didn't think I would come across an item like this. A gem that has enough power to run my facility. The fact that the heroes haven't picked this up, nor Island, is just a miracle. Once it's in my hands, I'll have enough power to power up all my machines. And then I can start working on some other projects. Sir? Yes, Orbot? Okay, our buyer is willing to, well, buy it for up to 200,000 yen. That's a lot of cash. Alright, send the equipment through, and make sure we get the money, of course. Already on it, Dr. Eggman. Where the parts being sent to? To an old bar by the looks of it. What did they really order? Just some old equipment, parts, pretty much. I have no use for them anyway, so there's a large sum of cash for just some old robotic parts, which you can't find anywhere on the black market. But anyway, where are all of my equipment that was here? I noticed that a lot of it was missing. Do you happen to know anything about this, Orbot? No, sir, but it seems like some of your stuff may have gotten stolen over the time you haven't been in this lab. Highly unlikely. The only people that have access to this lab is me. I would have known if someone else would have stepped foot in the laboratory. I don't know what to say, sir. Maybe you use some of the parts for fixing up Beacon? You could be right about that. Anyway, I want you to make sure the building factory for the robots is online and operational with the only few Eggbots I have. I am short-staffed. Yes, sir. As Dr. Eggman goes towards the beacon robot. Yes, soon we'll have a full-on emerald that will be able to power this whole facility. Dr. Eggman? What is it? I've got that research you wanted. Yes, hand it over. As he hands the tablet over. Now, 2 security guards in the building. Noted. About a hero patrolling about every hour. It definitely leaves a loophole in their change explain when their routine change. And note, that's our window. Note, you get Orbot. You two are retrieving the gem. Sure, Dr. Eggman. Now, as he looks over at Beacon, time to do some last-minute programming. Orbot, as Cubot's going around looking for Orbot before he crashes into Orbot. Cubot, what was that for? Sorry, I was told to get you by Dr. Eggman. What is it? We are going to, go retrieve the emerald. What? Dr. Eggman is telling us to retrieve it? Yes. Very well. I guess we have no other choice or become scrap. I guess you're right, Orbot. Anyway, Cubot, let's get to it. As they go to the area where Dr. Eggman is. As we go to Dr. Eggman, Izuku. Yes. You should move faster than any hero in Japan. Your speed is definitely top notch of a fighter jet. As programmed, you should be faster than that. Maybe it's the fuel cells. You're still incomplete in a sense, but you are at your peak at the moment. There's definitely a lot I could have done to, well, upgrade you in this time, but I guess this will do. As Orbot and Cubot come in, Dr. Eggman, you want us to go get the gem from the museum? Yes, don't worry about the security footage. I will have it altered and well, taken down. Very well. How are we going to get in there exactly? Don't worry. Beacon here will be your distraction. As they look at the robot, he's also your ride to the museum. But how are we going to get back? I don't know. Figure it out. Yes, Dr. Eggman. There's an old plane in the hangar bay where I'll be releasing Beacon. You can use that to land somewhere. But do not fail me this time, or both of you are going to be scrap, and I'll be eating out of your heads as for my breakfast. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Dr. Eggman. Good. Now go get me that emerald. Sorry. That gem. As he looks back, I have other things to attend to. There's a lot more machines I need to get to work on. After all, gonna need something more powerful to take down the #1 hero of Japan. As they go towards the hangars, there's a plane they get in. As they fly off and fly next to Beacon. So Orbot, how exactly are we going to retrieve this gem? Simple. We're gonna have a Beacon cause a distraction. Destroy a couple buildings, sidewalks, cars maybe. Cause just some minimal damage while we retrieve the gem. Don't worry, it'll be a quick in and out. As it's about nighttime is when they arrive. As Beacon starts to just basically glide near buildings, scraping buildings, causing rubble and all that to fall. As Orbot and Cubot landed, as they're going towards the door, as the security guards come out to see the commotion, they take this opportunity to go sneak in. As a few heroes start to try to stop Beacon, as it just, well, runs down and starts hitting them with its beak, just causing them to go flying through the street. It's moving too fast for most of the attacks to hit. As then it's using its eyes, scans a hero, and swiftly dodges a feather. As Hawks flies near it, surrender, bud. You're not getting out of here. As it's scanning Hawks, as we go to the other side, where we see Dr. Eggman sitting in a chair. Ooh, who is this? As then a whole list of who he is comes filing up on the screen. Number 3, number 4 hero, Hawks. Quark, pretty much with his feathers. Oh, this may be an interesting. Let's see if his speed can keep up with Beacon. As Beacon starts to go fast like a jet, as Hawks is trying to keep up, firing feathers. Ooh, it seems that the feathers can't really attach to the metal I've installed upon Beacon's frame. Ooh, most intriguing. His feathers have no effect on his wings. What material did I add on to that again? Ooh, and reinforced steel. The reinforced steel must not be enough for the simple feathers to break through. Good thing I upgraded him, or else this version would have been taken out by now. Anyway, time to have some fun. As he presses a button, as Beacon's eyes would turn green. Yes, have some fun with your little new partner. As it would quickly turn around and charge at Hawks. As it would move at really high speeds and just hitting him, keeping him in the air. As it would hit him over and over again, keep him in the air, as basically his back was being hit several times. And it would basically go through corners, hitting him with its wings, sending him down to the ground. As Beacon's speed is really fast. As he makes a sword and jumps towards Beacon. As he then just lifts up a bit, as it cuts one of its, feet. As the robot's foot falls to the ground, landing on a car, destroying the car. As then, Hawks would realize, that's a machine. I guess I should check up on Orbot and Qbot, see how they're doing. As soon as he switches the camera, the alarm of them just stealing the gem goes off. Those imbeciles! I told them not to trip the alarm. No matter. As he simply presses a button as the alarm turns off, and the signal for that something's being stolen is simply gone away. Luckily, I'm controlling most of the things from here. As then, a little beep beep would appear on Orbot's head. As you press it, yes, Dr. Eggman? What did I tell you about triggering the alarm? Sorry, Dr. Eggman. Doesn't matter. Get that gem and get back here immediately. Yes, Dr. Eggman, sir. We're on it. Now let's take... As he then turns to, watch the rest of the battle with Beacon, realizing that he has a little bit of a severed wing, several injuries. When did this happen? As he noticed, several heroes had showed up and started helping Hawks deal with the machine. Beacon's all battered and damaged. He should be faster to dodge most of his attacks. What's the problem? The simple mistake, of course. I've got to refuel him. He must have been running on a quarter of a tank. Well, that explains why he was decelerating during the fight. Doesn't matter. One small flaw like that and losing a robot's not too big. After all, I did score a pretty big prize. As Orbot and Qbot have taken the plane to get out. As then we just see Hawk come with the final move, cutting Beacon in half with his feather sword. You may celebrate this round, heroes, but I got what I wanted, so you may enjoy your little victory. Now I'll just wait for Orbot and Qbot to get back, give them a little thrashing for setting off the alarm and scolding, and figure out what am I gonna do with that emerald. And that is the end of What If Deku Was Dr. Eggman, Part 2. Make sure to like and subscribe for more.